Hi. So in this video, we're going to be talking about variables and constants. So if you should remember, this I said was strings. In our last class, I said this is a string, but there was something I made mention of. I called it a variable type, but which is not. It is actually called a data type. So the data type of this data that you can see here is a string. Let's just comment this one out, remove this one. This is actually a string, and a string can contain both characters and even numbers. So this one without a quote is an integer. So the data type here is an integer. So it can output what any numbers. So even if you type in 40 here, it's still going to read it as a number, or then you type it with dot something something something, it's still reading it as a number. So another thing you should take note of was that we inputted what PHP code inside here. So just let me replace this with something else that looks more. We don't want to use this yet. So just let me have this here. So yeah, a string will have double quote or a single quote. Let's see if that's gonna work. It will surely work, I guess. So it will surely work, and let's come down here and then output it. Can you see? Yeah, it's outputting everything accordingly. So there is something else you should know about concatenation. Concatenation is a way of like you are trying to put in two or more things together. You can concatenate this with another type of variable. So here is something you should also note. Sorry, before talking about concatenation, let's talk about commenting. So you can comment PHP codes like this, just like how you can comment out HTML codes like this. Can you see this? Having this open bracket, exclamation mark, and then dot dot, shake it. So in PHP, you can comment out your codes by just what? Having two backward slash. So that's how to comment. So let me just make a comment here and call it strings. So we have two strings here, and then the data type that we have here is what? Integers. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about concatenation. Yes, instead of we typing our BR tag here, yeah, we know that it works, but you should also see this. We can like I said before, that you can have, okay, we skip this. We can have single quotes and double quotes. So now I want you to take note of this. This one now we actually run, but now let's see if we try and input a BR tag here in a single quote. Let's see if it's gonna work, and if it works, yeah, fine. You can continue with it. Yeah, it surely works. But now take a look at this. If I'm to concatenate is to have a dot, shake it, and let me end this with a single quote, and then start this one with another single quote. This is how to concatenate. So I'm having a string together with an HTML tag. And now let's see if it's gonna work. Yeah, it still works. It still works. And now let's see with this, I can concatenate it with another type of string. Let me say this. And let's see if it's gonna work. I think it's gonna join it together with our previous one without a space. Can you see? It's joining everything together without a space. So the concatenation actually stops at where the the quotation is. So if I should add a space here, you will see it's going to output that space. Okay, it's going to output the space. Yes, can you now see there is a space here? So that's how to concatenate. And now let's talk about variables. So this is how variables look like. Every PHP variable starts with a dollar sign. So a dollar sign, and then you can type in the name of your variable. So in this case now, you have to be very careful. There are different variable name types. So I think in our documentation it will be there. So this is it. You can have a normal small case variable and then equate it to a string like this. Yes, end your line of code like this. And then you can also have it to be capital letter. Start with a capital letter like this. Can you see? And then you can also have it in all capital letter, but it's not really advisable. Let me It's not really advisable. All capital letter like this. And also your variable type can your variable name can also start with an underscore and then something like this.
Um, can we be going? When is it 12:30?
12:30. Yeah, so sorry. So yeah, you can have your variable name this way, and you can start with an underscore, but you don't start with anyhow alphabet like this. No, you don't just do like this. No, no, no. Do you see? So there is also something called camel kissing. That is, you can start the first one with a small letter like this, FIRST, and then the next one to be named like this. Yes, this is called camel kissing, and I would prefer this in most cases. And also, you can have it this way. You can have FIRST underscore name. Yeah, this also works. This also works very well. But in this case, we are just using what name, so we don't need this type. So yeah, this is a variable, and then you can call out your variable using echo also. So in this case, because it is no longer a string, we can echo it this way. You don't have to put it in words, in a quotation. So let me have a comment. So another thing I need to tell you is you can also use this hashtag as a means of commenting. So let me call this variables. Yes, you can also have this as comments, and then you can also have it this way also as comments. So anything, if I echo this, let me add a br tag to this, and how will I concatenate it now? Let me see if this will work. So it shouldn't be capital letter, it should just be br like this. So let's see, cross our fingers and hope it works. Yeah, it did. So we have Afolabi here to be the name, and then yes, the br tag actually works. So this is concatenated together with it. So here also you can also concatenate it, but you don't do it this way. It won't work. It won't work because it is, can you see, an unexpected what opening of a bracket. So you have to what quote this. You have to quote this so it will know what you're concatenating with each other. So in this case, you can say all this will actually work. So we have a variable name now. We have a new name. So now let me say we have we can assign this to age. Just let me say 32, 35. Okay. We assume this person is very old. So if this is the age, we can also what echo out the age. And then you can come down here. Let me say we print, and then the name here is age. And before echoing, instead of echoing out separately, but just let's do it this way first and see how it works. Can you see it echoes it Aflabi 35? So instead of echoing it out separately like this, you can just concatenate it this way, and then you have AGE. Can you see? So it will be together this way. Do you understand? But at the same time, you can add a BR tag to it. So the BR tag must be in a quote, just like I explained. Do you understand? So it is ideal to space it this way. So if we have it like this, yeah, surely it will output it just very fine. Can you see it now? So even if you type in 2BR in this quotation, it will still break it twice. Yes, can you see? It all works fine. So down here, let's just assume we want to have our P tag. And yes, probably this is where we want to output our stuffs. Let me just cut this, and let me comment this one out. Let me comment this two out. So let's say there are a lot of processing here and we were able to save all the data that we were able to get inside this variable name. This won't actually print it out on the browser. We only know that the this Afolabi is being assigned to this variable, and then this 35 is assigned to this variable also. But the only way we can output it inside this place is by calling out that variable name. And for you to make use of PHP in HTML, it's we have to start with this kind of tag, and then here you can just easily say echo, or just let me paste what we have here before. Yes, we can just echo everything out here, right? It should work fine. And now it will be in between the HTML. Can you see it now? We have Afolabi, we have 35. Yeah, it all works. So I comment all this one out, and here is just a processing. It processed it, and now we can still even call out those variables in between this place. Can you see that now? So instead of doubling it this way, we can still like open another PHP tag. Let me just paste this right here, and we echo out name up here. So okay, let me echo this out and then save. You will see without even the br tag it will space it this way because we are using two different paragraph tags. So that is that. So this is variables. So let me now tell you what constants are. So capital constant. So this is constant. So constants are always defined this way. They are defined by using the word define. They are defined by using the word define, and whichever it is you open it, can you see what we have here? Define the string name and then mixed with the value. Do you understand? So the string name now in this case, let's call it name. So it's always ideal to name your constant in capital letter. So now we are giving it a constant k. Can you see it now? So this is how you assign what's a constant. So it is different from the way we assign a variable that will start with the dollar sign. But in this way, in for constants, we can what define it using what the word define, and then you have the variable name, and then here is the key that is being assigned to the variable name, the value assigned to the variable name. So you can also have another variable, another constant this way. Let me say age. So in this case, since it's not a constant, since it's not a string, we can assign it this way. Yeah. So when you want to echo it out, you can just echo out instead of this variable. Let's echo out the name. Okay, in cap log NAME. So you'll see I didn't put dollar sign here. Let's see if that's gonna work. Yeah, it actually worked. Can you see? It is K that is outputting here, no longer are full. So let me now show you something. Let me take this back to the way it was before. This is name. This name can be replaced. So we have Aflabi here. It's a variable. Let me now assign another a copy this, and then down here I'll paste it. Instead of Aflabi, let me write another name. Okay, this is wrong. Suzanne. So if you should echo out the name here, which name do you think it will come out? We have the same variable name here, name, and that is what we echoed out here. So in this case, we are saying Aflabi first, and then we are saying Suzanne next. Which name do you think it will output? It will output the latest one, which is the second one, because this name has what replaced the first one. Do you understand? So let's save and print out and then see how it is. Can you see it's outputting what? Suzanne. That's because what? This one has been replaced. But as for constant, you can't what? You can't replace it. You can't replace it. That is, instead of using the word replace, let's just call it override. You can't override a constant. So now let's say I copy this also and then I try to paste it here. So the name, instead of this name, I'm now trying to Victor. And then once you save, let's see if I'm to output out the name here. Let's see what is going to print. So let me control S, save, and then refresh. Can you see what does it say? Constant name already defined on line 18. So that means the issue is from here on line 18. You can't what? Define or you can't what? Redefine it again. It's already defined. So that means everything here, you can't override it. So the difference is that you can override a variable name with another name. You can override it, but you cannot what override a constant. Can you see that now? So that's the difference between using variable and using constant. Thank you.